Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I have an updated dev Q&A, a dev insights to go through.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
Alright, and I'm actually going to do something a little bit different this time. Normally I read through everything and react on the spot, go through all of them. But they actually posted 2 weeks worth of, I guess, replies. As you can see, this is today, but this is from comments and questions brought up from the 4th of December through only the 10th. And then there's a whole nother post after that one that's from the December 11th through the 17th. So there's like 60 questions. And that's a little bit much. This video will be well over an hour if I do every single one of them. So I'm gonna cut and paste, I guess. No, not paste. I'm just gonna cut in between moments. And I'm only gonna read through ones that I kind of think are relevant and worth talking about, I guess. Or if something is really silly, I might read it just for shits and giggles. But yeah, I'm not gonna read every single one of these this time because it's a lot. Alright, I made the font a little bigger so you guys can read along. So this first one's pretty good to talk about. It's very relevant. Let us recast ancient gear. I can't imagine anyone excited by the thought of rerolling stats in a piece that will probably get garbage anyway. Just to get garbage again. If we could reroll ancient pieces, at least we'd have a better chance of making gear usable for the 3.5% crit rate pieces. They reply saying, "Thank you for your suggestion, Commander. We will implement different items in game that allow for recasting ancient gear items." So it sounds like they're going to have a different type of forge hammer for that sort of thing. But it sounds like it's coming. All right, the second question was the same regarding ancient gear. The next one is a good point, and then it's also them missing the point. Please let us upgrade equipment right when you get them upon victory so we can sell and keep them upon the victory loot screen. They say, "Thank you for the suggestion. Currently, there's already an in-game feature that allows you to sell unwanted gear upon victory." That's not what this person is saying. Whoever replies to these really needs to read into these messages a little bit better. Yet again, I hate having to be a jerk to say this, but whoever replies to these messages, please actually read them fully. Upgrade equipment. Upgrading equipment means let's roll it to 4, roll it to 8, roll it to 12 first. If we don't like the rolls, we sell it instantly. That's what this person means. If anyone, staff or devs, again, please try to convey that whoever is replying to these dev insights are not actually reading or understanding people's concerns most of the time. It's pretty sad sometimes. I know they're trying, but... Alright, hero fusions. Combining 4 low-quality heroes to obtain a 4-star hero. I believe these heroes would be replaced soon to give the game a bit of refresh to allow people the opportunity to obtain more than only 4 heroes that have been provided in the fusion area since the introduction of the game. So they do say they'll be hosting some limited time hero fusion events. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they necessarily should swap out the permanent fusions. It's good to have those for new players at least. But it would be good to add some variety, I guess, more. I mean, to be fair, they do. I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. They give us epic lords. Can't ask for much better than that. But I get the concern, or like seeing the same thing and not wanting to fuse those heroes. But for the sake of new players, I kind of think those heroes are pretty good choices. Right, since the legendary soulstones hardly ever drop from guild boss loot, at the guild boss levels, Nightmare 3 and 4, you could at least get 1 legendary soulstone per month from the loot at the said guild boss levels. Or you could you could offer a neutral legit soulstone for purchase. They said, thank you for the suggestion. Due to the high versatility of this item, there are currently relatively few ways of obtaining them. We will continue to investigate the issue. Yeah, legendary soul stones are very, very rare. I've been playing since launch. I have one. And I understand why they're rare, because if we just got them too easily, they would feel pretty busted, because you could just awaken all of your lords, and that's not the intention. Everything is supposed to be a little more scarce. So I think they have to investigate the issue, as in find a balance. Like, maybe find a way every once in a great while, even if it's like once every 6 months, whatever, 3 months, when there's a special event, let people purchase one from an event. That would be nice. From an event shop, one. Not all the time, just once every 3 to 6 months. Because they're very overpowered. It's a very special resource, so I get it. But it does suck relying on RNG to eventually get 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. Like, some people have never got one. Alright, this has been a topic for a while as well. Adjust what's in the guild boss chests, especially the top ones in 3 and 4. The amount of items is laughably bad. The time invested into it doesn't match the chance of getting good items from the chest. For example, 2 Key Nightmare 4, I should not get something that's useless as Mythic Essence or 3 guild coins. Yeah, if you're getting the top chests of anything, it should not be pretty much useless items for an advanced account, right? It should at least be usable, not getting like a blue skill crystal. Like, thanks. They do say, we will adjust the guild boss rewards, and rest assured we have noted your opinions regarding guild boss rewards. And as the next question says, yep, get rid of the awful rewards for guild boss. Alright, and this is something I've been wanting for a while, but it doesn't sound like it's happening ever. Kindly add a gold boost token to the diamond shop. The current cost of the gold boost in the guild shop is way too expensive, since we also need to save up for the purchase of demon soldiers. The reply, thank you for your suggestion. As it stands, the gold bonus will remain limited to the guild shop. As long as members remain active, bonuses will be higher. The rewards available will be more diverse, and the barrier to obtain them will be lower. So they have been increasing ways to get guild coins, which is good. I guess that's kind of their excuse to leave them only in the guild shop. But do remember that the gold bonuses do come with events. So just try to take advantage of when you see them in an event shop for the holidays or whatever. Oh, excuse me. That you realize that's one of your better times to actually grab one and go farm some gold raids if you really want to stock up. Go get crazy amounts of gold while you have the chance if that's really what you want to do. And don't waste your guild shop coins on those. Alright, Crach, we have some news, maybe. Considerations for future adjustments? Please reduce the cost of Crach from 24 to something like 12 to 16. He's already not in good shape, but his cost is absolutely crippling. Thanks for the unlucky people who have him. Thank you for your suggestion, Commander. We will consider slightly lowering his deployment cost. What, to like 22? That's not going to be good enough. I would hope that if they will consider lowering his deployment cost, they would lower it to be like the other marksman. That's the point. Is he's so much more expensive than the other marksman, but he's not as good as the other marksman. He has a weird range as well. Like, he's just a strange hero. So for such a strange hero that's not as good as other marksmen to be so expensive as if he's special doesn't make sense. At the very worst, he should be, 16, 18 even? Oh god, I don't even know that I would suggest that. But it doesn't sound like they would go too low because they just say slightly lower his deployment cost. I don't know. At least do it a big deployment cost reduction with awakenings. That would be great. And then people that get dupes will have something to sort of maybe look forward to. Alright, I like this one. You should consider expanding the pool of epic heroes. To start, you should take the poster heroes of early game, Rex, Camille, Bora, Voltus, and create epic versions. Thanks for your suggestion. We are currently planning and producing more epic heroes, and we'll be sure to update everyone accordingly. That is good to hear. It's just a simple, they are producing more epic heroes. That's really needed because it's so weird that we barely have got any since launch. Yeah, we could definitely use a few more. Alright, a few suggestions toward artifacts. Allow us to sell artifacts right after forging them. Also, it'd be great to see a red dot on heroes who don't have an artifact equipped when going to the artifact tab. They say, we will be implementing a function allowing you to sell after forging. That's good. And currently the artifacts tab, a red dot will appear if your heroes are without an artifact once they are selected. Alright, please improve the drop pool for Void Rifts. I have been doing Nightmare Void Rift for several months now, and I'm almost always disappointed by the drops you get from there. Some of the most challenging in the game, like the content, sorry, so the most challenging of content in the game should not be dropping mostly disappointing rewards. They say we are currently in the process of adjusting the rewards for Void Rift. Stay tuned for some changes. And just a quick note, as always, every single dev Q&A, there's always a mention of these epic awakening tokens, the purple tokens in the awakening shop. They always say they're looking into it or they will consider it or whatever, but we still haven't heard anything. I really hope they improve the awakening shop soon because it's really sad to have like 10,000 coins that we can't use for anything, and some people have insane amounts. Alright, I would love to see an icon above enemies and our characters with the buffs and debuffs. It appears that buffs and more specifically debuffs are gonna be more prominent in the game, and it would be nice to see what buffs and debuffs each character or enemy has. I love this game and I love the fact that the developers interact with the community and they always take our suggestions seriously. They say, we will work on implementing such a feature. This is important. It's really weird when you're like, okay, Elowen dispels debuffs with her ultimate. When do I have a debuff on my character? Can I even tell? Like, you can't even tell sometimes. Or we don't even know exactly what are all the debuffs in the game specifically. I feel like that's one of those weird situations where there hasn't been a lot of issues with needing to dispel debuffs, but they have, like they said, been adding more and more reasons to need them, like the Immortal Codex. So it would be nice to have a very clear, you know, like in most games, Dragonair and Raid, they have, I think, Infinite Magic Raid 2, maybe even Eternal Evolution. They have debuffs, something that you need to dispel. Those show up in red as a little icon, and buffs show up in blue when you have a special boost to your character from themselves or from someone else. Okay, Artifact Material Raid. Please release a Artifact Material Raid stage 19 through 21 so we can at least have more than 2 minimum flawless meteorite that we get now from stage 18. Such a feature is already in the works. Be sure to stay tuned to our community page so you can get the latest news as possible. So it sounds like they are already planning to add harder stages of Artifact Material Raid. Alright, this one I've definitely noticed. So in guild battles, positions cannot be changed. They can't withdraw from a defensive place. After reducing the original elite to ordinary members, I couldn't put another elite member in the fortress city. The problem is that all 30 people in our union are on a defense team. I can't switch positions at all, but I'm still the leader. Please optimize this issue as soon as possible. Yeah, I actually remember just trying to be able to switch with someone so they could get the fortress and I would just get an outpost, and it wasn't as simple as it should be. And they say, thank you for your suggestion. In the future, we will be allowing commanders to build 2 different teams for different fortifications. If an alternate team hasn't been built, players are able to switch positions. The guild leader will be able to send a reminder. So they are going to improve that so that way players can easily swap from a fortress to an outpost. Or tower, whatever they're called. All right, so the next one here, the problem is that after several months of farming equipment, I've never got an ancient red item. We're talking about months, not days or weeks. If this doesn't happen, it means your chances are so small or they're way too low. So the reply is we will be adding more features and events in the game for more chances at ancient mythic gear. That's interesting. More features and events for chances to get ancient mythic gear. I'm curious about what they mean for events related to actually getting special gear. I like the sound of that. And as always, a topic as well, lately especially, gear slots. We're just always running out of gear slots. Or if you want to farm a big batch, you just can't because you run out of space. So they do say we are currently in the process of adding more gear slots. We definitely need that. All right, I think I'll stop there. That covers a lot of the main points or some hot topics. Hope this video was helpful and shed a little insight. I'm really curious if they will actually consider buffing Crach, at least his deployment cost. That would be nice. There's some really expensive deployable heroes that make no sense, like Titus. Why? Or Nero even? I mean, they're just so expensive. No one should be super expensive unless they're super OP and there's a reason for that. But yeah, maybe be nice to bring him down to earth. And yeah, the other topics were pretty interesting. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video or live for our summoning party.